From Studio B, this is WGALA Brainbusters. Now, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for choosing to spend another riveting half hour with us on WGALA Brainbusters, your favorite intellectual destination. And you've picked the perfect day to join us because we have assembled two remarkable teams of high school students who will undoubtedly astound you with their knowledge and intellectual prowess. After all, this is their second appearance on our show. They know how to play and they know how to win, but only one team will be triumphant and return for round three. Who will it be? Well, let's start finding out now as we play Brainbusters. Here comes today's opening round. We have 10-point questions. A reminder, no penalty for an incorrect response. So pick up those signaling buttons and let's use them frequently beginning now. The sun consists almost entirely of two elements. What are they? Joey.
Hydrogen and helium?
You are correct. 92% hydrogen, 8% helium. It lasted from 1846 to 1848. It was the war in which U.S. Marines fought. Joey again.
Mexican-American War?
You are correct. The Halls of Montezuma is what they fought for. Yes. The Baker Street Irregulars were scruffy street boys who did odd jobs for an eccentric gent at 221B Baker Street. And Emma.
Sherlock Holmes.
That was Sherlock Holmes was the consulting detective. Two of the 7 wonders of the ancient world were tombs. One was the tomb of King Mausolus, known as the Museum of Halicarnassus. What was the other, Joey?
The Great Pyramid of Giza?
You are correct. Good for you. Most of it is nickel and iron at about 5,000 degrees Celsius. What is this layer of the earth, Kira?
The inner core?
The inner core is correct. Roger Chillingworth sounds like a character in a bad horror movie. He's actually a character in a Nathaniel Hawthorne novel. Which one, Lydia?
The Scarlet Letter.
The Scarlet Letter. Of course, Roger Chillingworth is Hester Prynne's husband. Argentina, Australia, Chile, France, New Zealand, Norway, and the United Kingdom maintain territorial Ryan.
Antarctica.
On Antarctica. It's a disputed territory. You are correct. Complete the following mythological analogy. Jupiter is to Zeus, as Venice is to Emma.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite. Venus is the Roman goddess of love. Aphrodite is the Greek. Good for you. Imagine that you are looking at a geometric figure with two equal supplementary angles. How many degrees are in each angle? Kieran.
90.
90, of course. A woody vine native to China and Japan can grow a foot a day. And that's Emma.
Bamboo.
Oh, no, not bamboo. I'm going to complete the question first. Oh, Ryan.
Kudzu.
Kudzu is the climbing plant that was introduced in the South in the 1870s. It's the term for a physical quantity like mass, wavelength, or temperature that has magnitude but no directional component. Emma.
A scalar?
Scalar is what a scientist calls it, yes. In this play by Samuel Beckett, Dee Dee and Gogo spend 2 days or perhaps a lifetime waiting for someone. Who were they waiting for, Kieran?
Godot.
They're waiting for Godot. It is a group of people who have been granted a state charter, usually for business purposes, which recognizes them. Kieran, again.
Pilgrims?
Pardon me?
Pilgrims?
No, sorry. Which recognizes them as a separate legal entity. What is it called, Hershey? It's called a corporation. Human blood is divided into 4 blood types, AB, and O. Which of them, Kieran?
AB.
Oh, no, sorry, but complete the question for Hershey. Which of them is the so-called universal donor, the most common, Joey?
O.
O is, yes. Oklahoma City is one of the 2 U.S. state capitals that include the name of the state. What's the other, Kieran? Ooh, sorry, I think that is incorrect. I'm so sorry, Hershey. Oh, we stumped you on Indianapolis. Between freezing and boiling water, there are 100 degrees centigrade. How many degrees Fahrenheit are there, Emma?
180.
There are 180. The formula 4 pi r squared gives you the surface area of a geometric solid. Which one? Joey?
Cylinder?
No, not the cylinder, sorry. Emma?
A sphere.
Sphere is correct. Now in Iraq, it was the ancient region between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. What was it called, Emma?
Mesopotamia.
It was called Mesopotamia. He was a legendary artist and inventor. Name the mythical Greek inventor who got Kieran. No, sorry, Emma, you're not allowed to buzz in. Anybody at Hershey. Name the mythical Greek inventor who built wings for himself and his son Icarus. Joey.
Daedalus.
Daedalus is correct. One example is this riddle. What is the sound of one hand clapping? And we're going for koan is the form of paradox used to aid in meditation in Zen Buddhism. Look at these scores, 90 to 80, as we head into our next rounds of play. So we're going to catch our breath and then come back with the one-on-one rapid fire and team lightning rounds. So please stay right where you are.
WGAL8 Brainbusters will return after this. The final 4 teams in the WGAL8 Brainbusters tournament will win cash grants. The 3rd and 4th place teams will receive $1,000 each. The 2nd place team will receive $3,000. And the WGAL8 Brainbusters champions will receive $5,000 in grant money. Now, here's Rich with our coaches and alternates.
Well, hi everyone. Wow, a great start to this match. Our teams are barely separated by only 10 points. But before we continue, it's really important to meet some other really important people behind the scenes who help field these teams together and bring such a quality team to Studio B. First, Mrs. Stacy Stawicki. She is the gifted supporter advisor at Waynesboro. And nice to have you here. And I know this is your favorite part to be on TV and talk about it. But if you weren't a teacher, Mrs. Stawicki, what might you consider doing?
I think I would have really enjoyed being an attorney, being a lawyer.
It takes a lot of schooling. You know.
It does take a lot of schooling, and I think that's probably why I didn't go that route. But my parents always told me I like to argue, and so now my daughter's doing it. So
Okay,
I just passed it on to the next generation.
All right, excellent. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing a great team. They're doing really well in their second round of play.
They are. Very proud of them.
And you know they have a competition ahead of them. Peter Childers is a sophomore, your team's alternate today. Thanks for being here. And we all enjoy to read, but you have a particular series with high fantasy that you enjoy.
Yeah, it's called the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. It's 14 books, like over 10,000 pages probably, and yeah, I love it.
I looked it up, and I understand that he didn't finish it, and somebody else actually had to finish the series.
Yeah, Brandon Sanderson, another well-known author, finished the last 3 books when Robert Jordan unfortunately died.
Oh, I'm going to look into this. Thank you very much for enlightening us. Now let's head out to Hershey and say hello to Mrs. Jepson. Miss Jepson. She is the gifted support teacher at Hershey. We know these students well, and quite a dynamic group, no doubt. But it's always interesting when we meet teachers, and I'm sure you think about your own teachers. They're actually humans, and they have a regular life. So can you reveal maybe a hidden talent or two that you have?
Several years ago, after I graduated college, moved back in with my parents, I picked up painting, following after my sister who had picked it up before. And it's something that, I wouldn't necessarily call it a talent, more of a skill, since it's something I've developed over time. But I've really enjoyed it. I do primarily acrylic work, and it's landscape paintings and whatnot.
Do you have them all over the house? And
not really. I moved them actually to my office, so they're all in my office at school.
Very nice. Very interesting. Thanks very much for sharing. Okay, it's time to get back into this game. 90 to 80, anybody's game. And now we're going to put our students head to head in today's one-on-one rapid fire. Plus, we get to chat with you again and find out what's going on in your very busy life. We're going to say hello to Kyle Swanson. This is your first time here, but you've been here before, but you were unable to be here on the first round of play. And I understand that you are the genesis of a new team, a new sport at Waynesboro. This is huge.
Yeah, I'm part of the first ever Waynesboro diving team.
Is there a pool at the school?
No, we practice at our local YMCA.
Excellent. And are you like a high up
No,
there?
it's 1 meter diving.
Wow, okay.
That's all that high school has.
Very impressive. And now we say hello to Lydia Shu, a freshman, the first time here on the set. Thank you very much for being with us. And you have an interesting, fun destination that you like to read, I guess to just pick up various knowledge and trivia. And you go on Wikipedia a lot, I guess.
I do. I spend a lot of time on Wikipedia. It's where I pick up most of my knowledge because it's like an encyclopedia at your hands with everything that you might want to know and more. And it's just a good place to learn things and go in depth about information.
But now in school, I'm told that we really shouldn't use that as a solid resource, correct? So you don't necessarily use it. You always recheck to make sure that things are accurate,
That's the shame of it. You have to go to other sources.
just to make sure. But anybody can edit them. Okay, well, Lydia and Kyle, good luck as we put you two one-on-one. Grant Wood's American Gothic may be the most familiar American painting, but just how familiar is it? What is the farmer holding in his right hand, Kyle?
A pitchfork.
He is holding a pitchfork, yes. He is the only major league pitcher to throw 7 no-hit games. Who is this former member? Kyle again.
Sandy Koufax.
Oh, no, not he. Sorry. Who is this former member of the Mets, Angels, Astros, and Rangers, Lydia?
Babe Ruth.
Wait, can you buzz in?
Babe Ruth.
No, sorry. Nolan Ryan. And finally, it is responsible for protecting the public health. It regulates products from human and animal drugs, medical devices, food, cosmetics. Lydia.
The FDA.
The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Good for you. 100 to 90. Still a great game going as we meet our two captains. So first from Waynesboro, it's a pleasure to welcome back Emma Coulter. Emma, you've always talked about being a dancer, and you do a special kind of dance.
Yes, I'm a ballet dancer at the City Ballet School in Hagerstown, Maryland.
And how often do you go there?
So when we're not doing a show, around 5 days a week, and when we are in rehearsals, probably around 6 days a week.
It takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
And you have to watch everything you eat, how you stand constantly, and good for you. A lot of rigor in that.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely helped me gain a lot of skills and helped me with maintaining my different responsibilities.
Good for you, and focus, and just becoming
Yes.
the great person that you are today.
Diligence.
Yeah, no question. Joey Onsley, you are a senior, and I'm just so fascinated. There's a question on the biographical sketch here that we sent to you is, would you like to be famous? And you said, no, definitely not. And I was astounded when I saw that because you do so well here. You shine in front of the camera.
Yeah, thank you. Excuse me. Yeah, I would say that, like, even though I like being in front of the camera and I don't mind that, I think a lot of the things I do on camera are supported by a lot of the things I do off camera, and that's the work that I actually like doing, like just practicing, like working by myself at home. And so I would rather do that for the rest of my life than be on camera. That's just my opinion.
Oh, I respect that. Well, you're famous with us here
Oh,
at
thank you.
WGAL. Joey and Emma, I've got 3 famous questions for the two of you as we put you two one-on-one. It's a defendant who refuses to plead when under arraignment. In language, it's a silent letter. There's a button on your TV's remote to muffle the sound. What is it, Joey?
Mute?
Mute, yes indeed. It's a form of acting in which a story is told through body movement and facial expression. Joey again.
Interpretive?
Oh no, I'm going to complete the question. Oh, Emma.
A mime?
A mime. Marcel Marceau was a legendary one. It was a mime. Sorry, anticipation didn't work in your favor that time, Joey. And finally, the third was great. The fourth was terrible. Who were the czars of Russia? Joey.
The Romanovs?
Nope, sorry. Emma.
Alexander?
No, Ivan. Ivan of the third and Ivan the fourth. It was terrible. So that takes a score of 110 to 100. We're now going to meet our third players in today's competition. So first, it's a pleasure to welcome back Kieran Clay. Now, Kieran, back to that famous question. I didn't realize that you play the guitar and you actually like this idea.
Oh yeah, yep. I have my own band. Play guitar, sing in it. Can I give the name? Am I allowed to do that?
Please.
All right, yeah, we're called the Calicos. Yep.
What kind of music do you play?
Mainly like classic rock, but you know, we just play what we like.
Any
really.
original music?
I have a couple in the bag right now, but still working on it. So.
All right, well, good for you. Yeah. Good luck. Break a leg, break a string, as they say. Ryan McPhee, you are a junior. Great to have you back as well. And you are passionate about a unique activity that involves volcanoes. I'm intrigued. You say that you like to hike on active volcanoes?
Oh, yeah. 2 years ago, we were on vacation in Iceland, and I got to hike on an active volcano, and it's pretty scary, but definitely a cool experience.
Well, that is pretty cool, and I wouldn't want to go there now because they are somewhat erupting. But I mean, did you get a sense that you could sense that it was an active volcano?
Yeah, we did actually see the lava erupting.
And you could feel the rumbling? I've never been around this. So
Not really.
But is it something you would do again?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Sorry to put you on the spot there, but so here we go. Okay, Kieran and Ryan, we're going to put you two one-on-one. Captain James Cook was the first European to reach there in 1778. Ryan?
New Zealand.
Oh, no, sorry. What state achieved statehood in 1959, our 59th state?
Hawaii.
Kieran? Can you buzz in? Kieran?
Hawaii.
Hawaii, yes. New Year's is celebrated every year. What Roman god with two faces gave his name to January? Oh, we stumped you on Janus, Janus. And finally, they traditionally evoke an aspect of nature or the seasons. They are short verses having 3 unrhymed lines of 5, 7, and 5. Kieran?
Haikus.
Haiku is the traditional Japanese form that we were going for. Look at those scores, 130 to 100. It's still anybody's game, but now we're going to pick up the pace and play today's 60-second team lightning round. Joey, your team is behind at this point, but only by 30 points. So you will have the luxury of selecting among these 3 quizzes. Turn of the century movies, words ending in NY, and alpha-better.
Alpha-better, please.
Alphabet is an interesting quiz. If you're good with the alphabet, that's good. And if you're more than good, that's alpha-better. For 10 points each, provide these letters of the alphabet. Joey, I take your answers, the team's answer. Lydia and Ryan are ready to help you along. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. He's the quartermaster in the James Bond movies.
Pass.
Q. In printing, it's equal to 1/2 the space of M.
A.
No, an N. This Tokyo Giant holds the world's record for career home runs of 868.
Pass.
O. The 13th letter of the alphabet.
M.
M is correct. At Turner Field, you'll see it on the caps of the home team.
Pass.
A. Musically, this key signature is also known as the treble clef.
Pass.
The G clef. In Spanish, you use this letter for and.
Y.
Y is correct. It's an actor's signal to say or do something dramatic.
Q.
Q. This beverage can be hot, iced, or green.
T.
T is correct. This legume is often found in soup
P.
and pods. P is correct. It's 1,001 carat in the symbol for potassium.
K.
K is correct. This letter can precede axis, chromosome, and ray.
Y.
Y is correct. Second person singular and plural pronoun.
U.
U, yes. The first name of Mr. Z, married to Beyonce.
J.
J.
J is correct, where a golfer puts the ball before hitting it with
T.
a club. T is correct. A little stumbling, but 10 correct. So 100 points came your way. Emma, is this a break for you, or we're going to find out with turn of the century movies and words ending in NY?
Words ending in NY, please.
If it may be funny or phony, but the answer to this quiz, all answers to this quiz, they all end in NY. So for 10 points each, identify this litany of words. I might take your answers to the team's answer. Kyle and Kieran are ready to help you along. 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. It's the capital of the state of New York.
Albany.
Albany is correct. There's one in every Energizer battery.
Bunny.
Bunny is correct. It's the science of plant life.
Botany.
Botany is correct. A dark hard wood often used for a piano key.
Mahogany.
Ebony, a serious crime, murder or burglary, for example.
Felony.
Felony, muscular, athletic, burly, the opposite of brainy.
Brawny.
Brawny is correct. It borders Denmark on the north and Switzerland on the south.
Germany.
Germany is correct. The first name of Mr. Snicket.
Lemony.
Lemony is correct. A pleasing combination of notes and a chord for barbershop singers.
Harmony.
It's harmony, yes. It's hulled and dried kernels of corn used for making grits.
Pass.
Hominy. In sports, this is the opposite of the ecstasy.
Pass.
The agony. A river or a mountain range of western Pennsylvania.
Allegheny.
Allegheny. A dryly humorous or lightly sarcastic mode of speech.
Irony.
Irony.
Irony is correct. A composition for orchestra in 3 or more movements or a large complex sonata.
Pass.
A symphony. The annual Broadway Theater Award.
Tony.
It's Tony, and that's on the buzzer, so we're going to take that. And we had 11 correct for you, so 110 points came your way. Okay, wow, this is exciting. 240 to 200. It's still anybody's game, and we still have a lot more questions to reveal, including the bonus Brainbuster. During our break, our teams will wager 0 to 25 points based on their knowledge of Oklahoma. So we'll have the bonus Brainbuster and, of course, the all-important Final Frenzy when WGAL8 Brainbusters continues following this brief break.
Watch all this season's episodes of WGAL8 Brainbusters anytime on WGAL.com. Our online home also includes our tournament schedule and a chance to learn more about the show and host Rich Rosen. Go to WGAL.com and click on Brainbusters.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back. Now, before we go into our next round of play, I just want to alert everybody about a change of score. We had to take 10 points away from Hershey, and that's because our judges panel revealed to me that there was one error, that the first utterance out of your mouth when we asked for the Spanish letter for and, you said E first and not Y, so we always have to take the first utterance out of the captain, so we have to deduct 10 points from your score. And it's very important because these scores are very close, 240 to 190. Now, get ready, because here comes today's bonus Brainbuster. During our break, our teams each wagered 0 to 25 points based on their knowledge of Oklahoma. Well, let's head into the News 8 newsroom. Caitlin Smith has today's question. Caitlin.
Thanks, Rich. Now here is your bonus Brainbuster. A statue at a memorial in Claremore, Oklahoma, bears the statement for which he was best known. I never met a man I didn't like. Who was this cowboy, American humorist, and social critic? Again, a statue at his memorial in Claremore, Oklahoma, bears the statement for which he was best known. I never met a man I didn't like. Who was this cowboy, American humorist, and social critic? Good luck with your answer. Now back to Studio B. Rich?
Caitlin, thank you. Good luck, teams. We'll give you about 5 seconds. Is this charming for our young? Is this challenging for our young players? Okay, Joey wrote his answer. Emma, any chance? Perfect. So if you close your pen. All right, Emma, we always ask this side of the set if you would kindly show your card first. John Wayne. It was a fantastic guess, but that's incorrect. So we're going to deduct 15 points for your score. Joey, you were eager to write your answer down,
Twain.
and you wrote Twain. No, I'm sorry. We're going to have to deduct 20 points from your score. The correct answer is Will Rogers. Okay, everybody, brace yourself. 225 to 170. Here comes today's final frenzy. 20-point questions. It's still anybody's game. The city of New York has 5 boroughs: Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Joey.
Staten Island.
Staten Island is correct. None of his novels were published during his lifetime. 2 were never finished. He ordered a friend to burn them at his death, and his friend instead published America, The Castle, and only 1 complete novel, The Trial. Who wrote them? Emma.
Franz Kafka.
He's the one, yes. Good for you for 20 points. The state of Oklahoma has a panhandle that looks like a finger pointing west. To which state is it pointing, Joey?
Colorado?
No, sorry, incorrect. Kieran?
New Mexico.
New Mexico is correct. 10 Days That Shook the World is John Reed's eyewitness account of one of the major political events of the 20th century. What happened during those 10 days, Emma?
The Arab Spring.
Nope, sorry. Joey.
Cuban Missile Crisis?
No, the Russian Revolution. The Bay of Fundy has tied 70 feet high, the highest in the world. Near what country is the Bay of Fundy located, Ryan?
Canada.
Canada is correct. For 3 weeks every July, it wanders through Bordeaux, the Alps, Brittany. After Ryan again.
The Tour de France.
Tour de France, correct. That's imagine that you want to join a symphony orchestra and you want to play the only brass instrument that is usually played.
French
Joey.
horn?
No, sorry, that is played by only one musician, Kyle.
Saxophone?
No, the tuba. He won the 1953 Nobel Prize for Literature for his history of the English-speaking peoples and his 6-volume history of World War II. Who was this British author and statesman?
Winston Churchill?
He's the one. It's one of the 11 official languages of South Africa. And despite its name, it isn't African at all. Joey?
Zulu?
No, sorry.
Afrikaans?
Afrikaans is correct. The judge called this novel brilliant, dull, and obscure, but not obscene. What work by James Joyce was finally allowed into the United States? Emma?
Ulysses?
Ulysses is correct. It probably started in a bakery on Pudding Lane on September 2nd, 1666. When it was over, only 1/3 of the city was left. What great city burned, Joey?
London.
London did. Sometimes glass looks like a solid and sometimes like a liquid. It's actually something in between. Ryan?
An amorphous solid.
No, sorry. I'm going to complete the question for Waynesboro. It's actually something in between. What word describes materials like glass which look solid but are actually slowly flowing liquids? Emma?
Plasma.
No, sorry, it's called Vitreous. They came out of the Caspian steppes in the 4th century, conquered the Ostrogoths and Visigoths, and then ravaged Italy before being defeated at the battle. Kieran. It was the Huns. Well, that sound takes us to the end of the round and to the end of the game. It looks like we're going to see Waynesboro return for round 3, but we hope to have the pleasure of your presence here in just a few short moments.
Scorekeeping for WGAL8 Brainbusters, presented by Jennings College Consulting, where students discover the right college fit for the future. We'll return after this. Welcome back to WGAL8 Brainbusters, the Susquehanna Valley's longest-running high school quiz show. Once again, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Wow. We promised you an exciting game, and they delivered. What a riveting half hour of challenging questions and answers. We want to congratulate Waynesboro. They, of course, are going to be returning for round 3. A fond farewell to Hershey. We've always enjoyed your presence, and we hope to see you next season. Coming up on the next WGAL8 Brainbusters, we're going to be returning 2 more fantastic teams, Redland and Elizabethtown. We're expecting another very exciting half hour. Hope to have the pleasure of your company. Thanks for letting us in your homes. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.